I'm sitting here with Dylan Taylor, founder, CEO, chairman of Voyager Technologies, also a CNBC CEO council member. We just got off stage a little while ago. Lots to talk about on the space and defense front. And I think it's really where I want to start with you is the question I've been asking everybody within the sector, and that is between what we saw with NASA's Artemis mission and now with an upcoming SpaceX IPO that could be historic in its own right, are we hitting escape velocity for space?
Yes. Space is the place, Morgan. I mean, I've been involved in the industry for many years, as you know, and I have never seen a convergence of technology maturing, companies achieving capabilities that we thought were science fiction in the past, the capital markets being excited about the sector, the customer, whether that's a civil space NASA customer or a global space agency or a national security customer being excited about space. All those things are converging. And then you have a mission like Artemis, which, as you correctly pointed out, has inspired not only people who are in the industry, but people outside the industry. So yeah, no, space has never been hotter. And I think we're just catching our stride here. I think from here, especially with the SpaceX IPO, as you mentioned, I think we're just getting started.
Yeah, and I realize that Voyager's in a quiet period right now, but in general, what does all of this mean for Voyager?
Well, Voyager, newly minted public company, so we've been public about 10 months. We went public June of last year on the New York Stock Exchange, so we got out in a window that was pretty narrow, frankly. But I think that actually, if I can say so, I think that showed leadership for other companies that could contemplate going public as well. And so we had a couple space companies go public on the backside of what we did. I think this year you're going to see lots of companies going public. That's not necessarily tailwinds from us. That's a pull forward on what's happening with SpaceX.
Meaning they're trying to get out before SpaceX?
Out before SpaceX or during SpaceX, I think it's going to be such a seminal event for the capital markets that I would anticipate, dozens of companies to try to get out this year. Now, how many actually get out, I don't know. But yeah, for Voyager, I mean, look, I think we operate at national security, defense, and space. All three of those vectors are growing very rapidly. A lot of the technologies that we have are directly applicable to what is important to the customer, including things like Golden Dome, commercial space stations, and the like. So we're very well positioned, and lunar as well.
And that has been another news item this week as we've been getting more detail about this $1.5 trillion U.S. defense budget request. Yeah. On the Space Force side alone, I mean, they're looking to double that budget.
Yeah. It's remarkable. And when I look at Space Force in particular, that's really a boon for so-called new space, because a lot of that Space Force incremental spending is really tip of the spear. It's things, advanced technologies. It's things like sovereign satellite constellations, hiding in plain sight, and things like that, that are frankly going to be serviced by new space companies. So I really see a huge opportunity here for companies that have been founded like we have just 6 years ago, companies that have been founded in the last 5 to 10 years to take advantage of this windfall of funding that we anticipate, not only with the Space Force, but Department of Defense in general.
Yeah, and it's not just a U.S. story either. I mean, case in point, we're sitting here in Singapore having this conversation. So when you look around the globe, what does that mean in terms of international possibilities too?
Yeah, I mean, we're super bullish on international as well. I think there's roughly 75 space agencies around the world today. We're actually looking, Voyager is, at opening a regional headquarters, perhaps in Singapore, to service Korea, Japan, Australia, and other important space markets. So, whether it's India, Turkey, the Gulf states, South America, including Brazil, lots of countries recognize that space is a really strategic set of capabilities that they need to have. And so, yeah, the global growth on top of what's happening in the U.S. and China is pretty extraordinary.
Just quickly, is the Iran war accelerating the demand you're seeing?
I think it is, because it's the ultimate high ground, right? So if you want to understand a theater of war, you really need space-based assets to do that. And then, of course, it's commerce as well, like Planet, which I know you follow, publicly traded company. A lot of their imagery is being utilized by shippers in the region to try to understand what's happening.